Hello everyone, my name is Nilofer Versgani and I would like to welcome you to the MBA 693 Business Analytics for Informed Decision Making class. Today I'm going to cover an introduction video. This is the first video for our online class, and I'm going to cover some of the basic instructional tools that we're going to be using throughout the semester. In this MBA 693 class, you will learn about decision making, but in a more quantitative and data-driven way. Additionally, you will also be given the opportunity to use different softwares. For this particular class, I've selected the statistical software R and another software called Power BI, which I will be introducing to you guys later on. We will be using Canvas and Zoom to help you learn, and I look forward to working with you throughout this semester. Let's start off with the introduction to the class and the course Canvas. So by this time now, you should be able to log into your Canvas accounts and look for the MBA 693 Fall 2019 Business Analytics class. The home page is where you can find an easy access to the different parts of the course. First off, we have the syllabus, then we have the modules. Modules are the segment of Canvas where I will be posting all of the lecture materials. You can also download those materials under files, but this will be the easiest way to find the different lecture notes and lecture material that I will be posting by topic. So the categorization is going to be easier and the modules are going to be updated weekly. I will try to upload the modules ahead of time. So if you are early and you want to finish up the modules for the next week, you're free to do that. Assignments are going to be due weekly, where you're going to be submitting your assignment for the week of class material that you covered every Monday. So the first class, when you're listening to this video, you won't have anything due, but every Monday afterwards, you're going to have deliverables due. You can check your grades by clicking on this grades section under Canvas. Let's take a look at the syllabus first. So the syllabus, once you click on the link, is available to you on this online format, and you can even download this too by clicking here on this link and downloading it from Canvas in order to keep a copy of the syllabus offline for yourselves. The syllabus gives you an introduction about the topics and the learning outcomes of the course. Please take some time to read through the syllabus so that you're completely familiar with the expectations of this class. Since this is a completely online class, we will try to keep most of the lessons asynchronous so that there are no time conflicts or there's no risk of technological failures which may result in a waste of time. So for the purpose of this class, you would need access to a laptop or a desktop. You can either use a Mac OS or a Windows OS. The software that we're going to be using for this class would work on both the systems. You would need to log into your Canvas very frequently, as I keep posting updates and announcements. That's the most efficient way for us to communicate with each other through Canvas, through the inbox option in Canvas. You can obviously email me as well, but the inbox feature allows you to send messages very promptly through the Canvas app that is available for your phones as well. So we're going to be using two types of software throughout this class. R is an open source statistical analysis software. It's highly in demand these days. It's being adopted by a number of industries, the main reason being that it is an extremely powerful software to do all the statistical analysis, but it's also free. So a lot of companies that earlier used to pay for this kind of software, such as SAS or SPSS or MATLAB, are now switching to R because of its extremely valuable feature of being free. The other software that we're going to be using is called Power BI. The BI stands for Business Intelligence. Power BI is actually a Microsoft software, so it is completely compatible with all the other packages inside the Microsoft Office suite. The basic version is available to download for free. So for both of these softwares, you don't need any codes or trial versions. You can download the full software, the desktop version of the software, for free. I've given the links to each of these websites here that you can visit later on and get some more information about the software. I will also upload another video where we're going to discuss the steps on how to download these softwares on your machines. So the required textbook for this class is Business Analytics by Cam and Cochran, etc. This is the 3rd edition, which is published by Cengage. We are going to be using this book a lot throughout the semester, so I would recommend buying it. This is also a good book to keep for future references in case you come across some problems or in case you want to know more about a technique. I think this is a good book to have as your overview of business analytics. I've also listed some recommended textbooks that you can look into. I will be using some stuff from these recommended textbooks, but this is mostly for your reference. You don't need to buy the recommended textbooks. I have given a breakdown of the course topics that we're going to be covering by module every week, and we will try to stick to this agenda that we have, but in case the class is having difficulties grasping some of the topics, then we can obviously devote more time to that topic and try to rearrange the schedule that I have listed over here. As a part of this online class, like I said earlier, you're going to be submitting assignments almost every week, and this is the grading scheme that I have up here for you guys. Assignments would carry a chunk of the weight for your grade. There will be 2 exams, one midterm and one final exam. Discussions are extremely important for this online class because they help you interact with each other and share your opinions and share your learnings with the other students in the class and with me. And obviously some pop quizzes here and there are going to help you retain the knowledge that you learned throughout that week. Some of the other additional policies, statements, and resources are listed at the end of this syllabus. Please make sure that you go through the syllabus in full detail, and you can email me or send me a message through the Canvas inbox option. I will try to respond to your messages within 24 hours, and if it's the weekend, then I will try to respond within 48 hours. Let's take a look at how the modules have been organized. So once you click on modules in the home page, I have created a module 0, which is the Getting Started module. This tells you about the course, about myself, about LaSalle University in case you're new to the university, and some of the course tools that we're going to be using. So this over here, this page takes you to the different software and tools that we're going to be using throughout the semester, and I've tried to provide links for you to click on in case you need some more information about any of these. And then obviously there are some tips for success in an online class, the most important being time management. Modules are going to be published ahead of time for that particular week, so you would have the option to look at the material before the week starts and work on the course content for that week in a timely manner. Usually my aim would be that if it's a discussion topic, then for that particular week, which starts on a Monday, you would have your first responses for the discussion due on the Thursday of that week, and you would have to respond to your peers by the Sunday of that week. So throughout the week, you're going to have this distributed time that you can dedicate to the deliverables for this class. I've also added a sort of a pre-course self-assessment quiz for you. Now, this does look like a graded quiz, but the points are going to be added to your grades as soon as you complete this quiz. So it's technically graded, but it just needs a response from you guys. There are no right or wrong answers. The purpose of this quiz is for me to understand what the prior knowledge of the students in this class are regarding this topic. So the first module, the first and second module, both are actually up on Canvas. You should be able to see both modules now. As you can see, I will always post a module overview for you where we're going to give an introduction of the topic that we're going to be covering that week, the module objectives, and links to all the readings and multimedia available to you. So we're going to have, if we have videos for that particular week, you can click on these links here to watch the videos and download the corresponding PowerPoint deck. The activities that are due by the end of the week for you, everything's going to be listed under the module overview page. Going back, this is where you're going to find all the material regarding that week's module and the activities that you need to complete. There will sometimes be a summary and supplemental resources section where I may add some additional links or articles or notes that might be useful if you want some additional knowledge about the topic. So this is how the modules are going to be structured. You can easily access the assignments from under the modules, or you can click on the assignments link on Canvas where you would be able to see the different types of assignments that are due in the coming days. And obviously you can check your grades by clicking on the grade segment. For this week's class, we're going to stick to the introduction of business analytics, and we'll try to understand why business analytics is important. So you would need to download the corresponding PowerPoint slides that come under this module and read the first chapter of the book, which gives you a very nice introduction of the class. And then you would have to follow the steps that I would upload in the next video for you to download the software R on your computers. R is not the friendliest software to work with, so don't be too overwhelmed by the interface. Our job will be to try to familiarize ourselves with the syntax and the way R works throughout the semester, and it's going to be a learning process. I don't expect you to become experts in R overnight, so if you have any questions about the software, feel free to email them to me. Let's talk about business analytics and why it's important. the main reason why business analytics has gained so much popularity in the recent years has been due to the availability of high quality data. This has led to this renewed interest in this discipline that is transforming how organizational decisions are being made and managed. Executives no longer are content with making decisions based only on intuition and instinct. They require data and facts to support recommended courses of action. It's not just about, do we think it's true? It's about, do we know whether it's true or not? Because we have the data to help us support that. Some firms conduct experiments to evaluate the effects of their promotional campaigns, for example, before launching them. Other firms collect and analyze process data to gain insights about how decisions made at different stages of a process affect performance and to understand the interactions between those decisions. A recent Accenture survey of about 254 managers working in different functional areas at large corporations in the United States found that 60% of decisions were based on analytic input, and most of these managers believe that they will need to increase their analytical resources, and almost more than 50% are likely to use analytics strategically. So this just shows that the demand for people who are trained in this area and who understand how the different analytics processes work are going to be highly in demand in the future job market. Another survey of the executives of 16 firms in various industries were interviewed about their use of analytics, and all the executives indicated that analytics use and importance is increasing, and they expect these increases to continue. So the survey also identified marketing and operations as the heaviest users of analytics. There are other areas in businesses such as research and development. They're also key users. We're going to, as we go through the course, we're going to go through examples where analytics are heavily used in different areas of the business, such as finance, marketing, supply chain, and so on. So the book that we're going to be using is going to focus on data-driven decision making and the use of analytical approaches in the decision-making process. So our focus would be in decision-making, but through a scientific way, which means that we're going to identify and define the problem, determine the criteria that will be used to evaluate different alternative solutions, determine the set of the alternative solutions, and evaluate those alternatives, and finally select one which makes most factual sense. Business analytics is rather a broad topic, but if we define it, we can say that it's a scientific process of transforming data into insights for making better decisions. So it's used for fact-based decision making, which is often seen as more objective, and it's also easier to defend and to explain to others when your decisions are based on facts and data. Since analytics is an evolving field these days, more and more improvements are being made and studies are coming up, books are being written. The categorization of analytical models and methods may change over time, but currently what we're looking at is there are three basic categories inside the business analytics umbrella. The first one is descriptive analytics, which we're going to focus on in the first part of this course. Descriptive analytics covers the set of techniques that describe what has happened in the past. So it helps you understand your historical data in a better manner. Then we're going to move on to predictive analytics, which consists of techniques that use models constructed from past data to predict the future or establish the impact of one variable on another. The third category that we're going to touch base on towards the end of the semester is prescriptive analytics, which differs from the first two categories, descriptive and predictive, in a sense that it indicates a course of action to take. So it's the output of the prescriptive model that is the decision. Predictive models provide a forecast, but prescriptive models provide you with the decision. They're also sometimes referred to as rule-based models, and most of the optimization models that we're going to cover would fall under the umbrella of prescriptive analytics. One term that you're going to hear a lot throughout the semester and in business analytics in general is big data. What do we mean by big data? Big data is any set of data that is too large or too complex to be handled by standard data processing techniques and typical desktop software. Imagine Walmart handles over 1 million purchase transactions per hour. Facebook processes more than 250 million picture uploads per day. Amazon, Netflix, Google, all these companies have so much data that they work with. Some of them is structured, which means that there can be easily categorized and organized. Some of the data is unstructured, where you're not exactly sure what type of data it belongs to. So big data can mostly be identified through its 4 V's as it has been defined in this discipline. The first V stands for volume, the second V stands for velocity, the third V stands for variety, and the fourth V stands for veracity. Volume, because it's in such vast quantity that obviously big data refers to data that of which we have huge amounts of. Velocity, which means that it's in real time, so it's constantly being updated. Variety just shows how much variety we have in the types of data that we're dealing with. It's not just text, it's text plus video plus photo plus audio, and all of them can be together in one single platform, or they could be coming together from different platforms. So there's variety not only in the sources but also in the type of data that we're dealing with. And lastly, veracity has to do with how much uncertainty there is in the data. This is the unstructured portion of the data that I was talking about earlier. For example, the data could have many missing values, or the analysis of the data might be challenging because there are a number of responses which don't make any sense, at least not in the way the data has been presented so far. So all of these are the challenges that come with big data, and we're going to talk about later on in the semester how we overcome these challenges. For the rest of the lecture material for this week, I would highly recommend that you read the first chapter of the book. It gives you nice examples on how business analytics is used in practice, and I would also download and install the R and R Studio softwares on your computers. The instructions to do so are given to you in a different video. While you are downloading the R Studio, please make sure that you also take a look at the practice notes that I've posted for R, so that you can familiarize yourself with the R interface.